To their amazement, they came upon the almost legendary old farmhouse, now seen to be made of soft sandstone. The stream ran into the spring room of the house, a source of bath and laundry taken and done in another century, and out again along its wet and winding way toward the Hudson River. A small forest hushed and protected the cottage. The leaves of autumn painted a colored scene of yellow and crimson, backed closer to the house by the ever-during green of the pines. A slate stone path led up to the front door, now a gold leaf carpet of fallen leaves gilding the way. The house was in some need of repair, they noted. It needed a few nails in the roof shingles and some woodwork. Inside they found a few small holes in the walls. "We could fix it up," she said, "and have a place to stay when it gets too cold for the barn. Winter may be coming all too soon. It's been vacant a long time. Since my uncle passed away. I was then only a young girl of 20 summers. My aunt still owns it and the surrounding property, but she doesn't care about it. It has been forgotten. So we could use it. We could have it." "Yes, but let it remain our secret, and then the privacy shall be ours as well. A little dusting and painting could do a lot here, along with a woman's touch. I could put color in the windows. Curtains! Yes, and maybe bring a few things from home. It would be our sanctuary, our country home. Our country manor, our homestead, our haven, our retreat. I like the word sanctuary the best. Yes, me too. Here we have no neighbors, no intrusions, no electricity. It's close to nature and sky." They plugged the holes in the walls with rags, dusted off what they could with old sponges from the spring room, and then checked and cleared the flue, and started the fire burning from some wood piled nearby, as if the former occupant had fully intended to live through the winter in which he died. "I'll go back and get the food and the sleeping bags, and bring in some hay to use for the bedding. We can stay here into the evening. It's so romantic, Peter." While he was gone, she found a candle and an old lantern and put them where they would be handy. By the time Peter returned, afternoon had descended and coolness had risen. In front of the fireplace, they laid a blanket over the hay and put the sleeping bags over that. They then put their heads together and tried to read a book aloud, but managed only a few pages, for as the flames flickered and flared, the glowing embers of love kindled into ripening kisses and swells of passion that surged like a storm tide. Kisses from lips already flushed and swollen from sensation, new kisses, teenage kisses, like those exchanged on vacations or given in the back seats of cars, first kisses, exploring kisses, endless kisses. Their clothes fell away, suddenly useless trappings. His breathing soon fitted to her own, a wondrous human and loving spirit like a mist drenched and flooded them, their souls being filling into form like rhythm into a poem. The tide broke through the sandbags and overran the shore, the water rising past all previous marks. Her lips wandered over his chest and ever downward, and she was soon kissing all skin. As he, turning round, parted her long legs and rested his head on her inner thigh, she turning sideways to accommodate him and resting her head on his thigh as well. And so they together caressed and kissed those intimate areas so boldly presented, so isante neuf style, stopping only to feel the waves pass up onto the shore, wet the sand and then recede again, but ever echoing as a watery visitation of all that is sweet and pure and good, the image of a mermaid riding on a porpoise perhaps along the margin of sea and land. Their rhythm rippled the water, raising the tide even further, and this jostled the ship's bells into ringing, which then danced the lights of the river buoys across the sea and sky, all vibrations from hearts that were satisfied. After a timeless time, Peter entered the Alpha and the Omega of all things, and many leagues later, leaned back, still connected, and pulled her up onto his lap, his legs in the yoga position, providing a garden whereupon she could sit and bloom, as a lotus flower, and there they gently rocked, the stamen of his manhood pointing up into heaven, her universe accepting him openly, all around him, he within her, she onto him. The emptiness filled and the fullness emptied, the blessings raining down from above in the form of peace, serenity, and love, as they steamed through emotion's ocean as co-captains in their relationship. And as each loved and was loved, this world, this sometimes wretched world, with all of its foolishness, work, hurry and scurry, pain and worry, quickly faded away into nothingness. The mermaids glided deep and finned, sea come shore, as the dark tide of sleep swept away the sind, and the couple, warm within the quilted sleeping bags beside the fire's glow, dreamt that they were seagulls afloat on the wind. Being the first to wake from this reverie in the sandstone farmhouse, Angelina whispered from the cliffs of consciousness to Peter, and he slowly drifted up from the valley of sleep. "Peter, we must go now so you can attend to your responsibilities. I'll come back here while you're away and I'll work on our house some more." "Okay, let's meet at the cafe for breakfast on the next day's morning before work." "I would like that." As they left the cottage, the great orange pumpkin of the autumn moon was up a ways, lighting the way along the banks of the stream. It provided an otherworldly glow that, like the mood of love, guided them on. From a clearing they could see the stars, those lamps of incredible brightness that shone from far away and long ago, suns really, but dimmed by the incomprehensible distances intervening. Space, life, and death. A thought from space entered Peter's mind, perhaps from a door momentarily opened by a shooting star, and he turned to Angelina to relate, "I am a traveler through space, a refugee from some barren and fruitless world. I am searching, ransacking the heavens, looking for the legendary Eden, and as I peer through the viewport of my spaceship, I know, through some driving force, that among those many lights that dance in the sky, an oasis in space waits for us." A world where flowers bloom and fountains spray, a paradise called Earth to glorify, a world of boundless beauty and grace that has no equal any time or any place. Well, welcome home, Peter, to heaven on earth, the be-all and the end-all, for Earth is the best of all worlds, a world balanced by sadness and smile, life and death, night and day, sun and flood, give and take, truth and doubt, plenty and drought, good and evil, for you can't have the one without the other. Therefore, Earth, just the way it is truly the best of all possible worlds, one made even better by our love. There's an urge, Angelina, between root and flower, plant and soil, leaf and sun, air and water, day star and planet, man and woman, valley and mountain, wind and mist, and between you and me, through time and space, forever. Returning to the age-old cemetery entrance, they were greeted by a stone angel atop one of the gateposts, the other one having flown, heaven's last gatekeeper on this frontier from beyond. The moon was even higher and brighter now, and Peter, in a poetic vision, spotted old Autumn himself wandering among the tilted tombstones, his hair of straw winnowing in the wind. They stopped and shivered as Peter related this to Angelina, for she too had felt his presence. The crow reappeared, startling them for a moment, and landed on Angelina's shoulder, nuzzling her, then flew on ahead. The famous bird of time, perhaps. As moonlight washed the marble of the eternal monuments, they read two more of the inscriptions engraved thereupon. To me it was all a moving picture show, attended by mysteries, row upon row, that were faceless, laughing in the dark below. So I laughed too, and better enjoyed it so. Oh, never has there been a time more rare, but that I could surely say, I was there on that heavenly sphere of blue and green. Yes, I was there in life extraordinaire. Leaving the cemetery and ever looking down to guide their footing, they noted the poison ivy and carefully sidestepped it. Further on they spotted, beneath the cedars and silver maples, a vigorous undergrowth of vegetation, brought forth like a second spring by the extended autumn. There was basil, feverwort, wolfsbane, wild cucumber, cinquefoil, meadow saffron, germander, gillyflower, and fall roses. Lifting a rose and pressing it between their lips, they drank the evening dew from it in what turned into a kiss. After passing back along the stone wall to the picnic site, they emerged back into town like ghosts from the netherworld, swirling like leaves whirled by dust devils, in their unison of love that was propelled by forces from beyond. They kissed goodbye, an almost two-day kiss, as all the while sweetness and serenity stole through their flesh like a mist in a valley, filling it fresh.